In this lecture, we will be looking at how to change the default mode from GUI to TUI, that means text user interface, first temporarily, then how to make it permanently. So we will be opening our machine. We are starting the machine, virtual machine that we have installed. So from the beginning we are trying to access our machine. So it will boot. It will ask for the username. By default, sometimes it does not list the root user. By default it will be listing the VPN user that we created. So now we will log in as a root user, and first of all we'll try to access the text user interface temporarily. So not listed, I will click on username is root and password whatever I have given. Sign in. I will open the terminal and will increase the size of the terminal by using the Ctrl+Shift+ key. So right click, open terminal. I'm increasing the size, Ctrl+Shift+. It will increase the size of our GUI terminal. Now temporarily I want to shift into TUI mode, text user interface. So you have to use the combination of keys. It will depend upon your laptop plus the virtualization solution that we are using. In my case, the key for accessing the text user interfaces temporarily is Control function key plus Alt key. We have to press Control Alt function key plus F2. I am pressing. What happens? It is showing us the text mode. I am entering the password. If I am going to run the TTY command, it is going to show you the which terminal I am. So it is showing that I am in terminal 2. With the who command we can check how many terminals are open. This PTS terminal that shows you the graph. Now I want to shift back to my GUI mode. Now GUI mode is available on F1. So I will be pressing. So temporarily I can shift from graphic to TUI. We will go into the details. So I will open the slides. So if default booting mode is GUI, as in our case, it is GUI mode is also called graphical target, then only 5 text consoles plus 1 graphical console is available. And you can access by using the combination of Control Alt key, and sometimes you have to press the function key also. Plus F1, on F1 graphical console is available, and F2, F3, F4 and F5 virtual text consoles are available. That was the temporarily. Or if you have to make it permanently, then what we have to do? We have to use the command systemctl get default. It will show you in which mode you are. By default it will be showing the graphical target. Then which is the command? For changing the from GUI to TUI permanently, it will be systemctl set default multi-user target. So in the previous version of like 6 or 5, this graphic mode was called 5 number mode, and this was called 3 number mode, and we have to make changes in one init tab file to make it permanently boot to text mode or GUI mode. But in 7 version of Red Hat or CentOS, they have changed. Now the modes are graphical target and other mode is your multi-user target. So which is the command? Systemctl set default multi-user target. It will make your system permanently boot from text mode. And then when you are going to run the systemctl get default, it will show you the multi-user target. Now, when we are going to boot from the text mode, then default 6 text virtual consoles are available. And if you have to temporarily go to the GUI mode, we will see what we have to do. So again, we are moving back to our practical. That means temporarily, again I am showing you first console. You can open another consoles also. 3, 4, 5, 6. I am now into 6 console. So I will go to the root 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and I will run the command. Now I have logged in as a 6. If I will try to go to the 7, it will not allow me. That means by default 6 consoles are available. So on 5 I can log in as a VPN user. Now if I am going to run this command, what it is showing? It is showing root is also available on TTY2, that means Control Alt F2. Root is also available on 6 and VPN user is logged in. That means you can use multiple terminals. And if I have to return back to my GUI mode, then because by default we logged in into GUI mode, so that will be Control Alt function key plus F1. There is another way of going there. Change virtual terminal to 2. This way also we can go back. And from here what we can use? Now what we want? We want to make it permanently. So system ctl get default. It is showing you the graphical target. Now we want to make it into systemctl set default multi. Just type few words and press the tab key. Automatically it will complete multi-user target. And if again I am going to run the command get default, what it is showing? Multi-user target. I will reboot. Now by default when we are going to reboot, it will always now will be available in text mode. Now we will see. Now most of the next videos we will be always working in text mode, which is the recommended method. Although very good graphics GUI mode is available, but text user interface or text mode is much more powerful. So we will see what happens. So we will see by default in which mode it will boot. It is taking time. So by default I will log in as a root user. In my case the password was at the time of installation I have given 1 2 3 4 5 6. So it is taking time. So I will just go to the another terminal. By default it should not take that much of time. So what I'm going to do, again I will try to open that virtual machine. You can always press Ctrl Alt Delete to reboot. We will see what is happening. So what we are going to do, I will click on this. I will say reset. Again we will see what happens. Sometimes it gives the problems. So our text terminal was not responding. So what we did, we just go to our VirtualBox and we reset the machine. Now we will see root and password. In my case 1 2 3 4 5 6. That means I am able to log in. Systemctl get default. It is showing, and by default terminal is TTY1. So I will go to control. I will press Control Alt function F2 root. Again I am entering the password. When now I am going to run this command, it is showing me the two terminal that I am using. Then I will go to my fifth terminal or sixth terminal. I will log in as a VPN user. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So when I'm going to run the who command, it is showing. And now I will try to open the seventh terminal. It does not allow me. And I can run the commands again. That now again, on which terminal I'm setting? TTY2. Now if temporarily I want to go back to my GUI mode, then which command you can run? The command is start x. Now because we ran this command on TTY2, so our GUI will be available on Control Alt F2. So this is the, and if I want to go back to my, if I'm going to press Control Alt F1, it will take me to your terminal 1, and if I'm going to press 6, it will be there. And what about, it will be on 2 pressing, it will take me to your GUI mode. So in the case of Linux, it gives you the power to use multiple modes. That is this. If your default booting is text, which is now in our case, the other name of this is multi-user target, then default 6 text virtual consoles are available. You can get the graphical console by running the StartX. And if you are going to run StartX on TTY2, then graphical console will be available on Control Alt F2. And if you are going to run StartX on TTY, then graphical console will be available on F1. So this way you can run the commands.